Yo guys, what's up? It's your boy, the Geeky Gangster, coming at you guys today with a Need for Speed review. So I got the chance to play Need for Speed Heat 24 hours before the public release, and I gotta say this is one of the best Need for Speeds so far, and miles ahead of recent entries such as Payback, which for most players dented their trust with the franchise. However, good old NFS is back. Let's start off with what I feel is the biggest strong suit for the game. It offers lots of eye candy, from fully customizable vehicles to a beautiful open world based in Miami, Florida. Car customization was a huge plus, with community wraps, paint jobs, and decals to offer some of the coolest designs for your cars. For the majority of time, I cruise around in all black mafia style Mustang with dark tinted windows because that's what I thought was cool. But you can definitely find your car customization, whatever car suits you the best, whatever car customization suits you the best. Need for Speed Heat definitely has the car look for you, the car design for you. You'll definitely be in love with your car in Need for Speed Heat just because it's so customizationable. You can customize anything you want to about your car basically. And yeah, so you'll definitely be in love with your car, and the cars are just beautiful with because you can customize it however you want to, and just the engine and how cars work is so amazing in this game. So that was definitely the biggest strong suit in my opinion, was car customization. So EA showcased the police system a lot headed into the game. In my opinion, it was what they focused the most on, although there's no way to confirm that. However, the police in this entry felt better and more realistic than ever. Cops actively try to take you down and keep up with you. One thing I really enjoyed about the police aspect is that in real life, they will, if you outrun them, they will spot you again and try to pursue you again. So say if you outrun the police, but 2 miles down the road you see another police car, well, that police car knows that you just got off pursuit with another police car, and then he will try to pursue you even if you're not like doing anything crazy at that time. He will still try to actively pursue you, and they will recall pursuits, which I really enjoyed. The only way to truly escape cops is to both outrun them and to lay low in your safe house or make it back to your safe house. Just like in real life, the criminals always try to lay low after escaping the cops. However, we have to talk about the negatives. The negatives in this game may seem small and nitpicky just saying them out loud, but when you're actually playing the game, they definitely add up and put a dent in the overall quality. So let me list just a few that really caught my eye. So first of all, the light signals or the turn signals, whatever, they don't work, and it's always on a red light no matter what intersection you're at, what light you're at. All the lights are always red, and the NPCs in the game always run red lights, which isn't realistic, and it takes away the ability to be able to play as a normal civilian that just follows all the laws and you're just going for a joyride type of thing. So you can't do that like you can in GTA 5 or other games where I know a lot of people enjoyed playing as a civilian in just downtime. I know that's obviously not the most popular thing to do, but the fact that you can't do it it kind of sucks, at least for me. Some of you guys might not care, some of you guys might care more than I do, because I do know there's a huge base of GTA players that enjoyed playing as a civilian some of the time, and actually following on the laws like speed limits and stuff. But you can't do that if the lights are always red and they don't have interchangeable turn signals and lights and stuff like that, which I would like to see in just a small little update, maybe as a part of a next update. They can change that. It's probably not that big of a deal, but it's just one thing that caught my eye. One major camera position is also missing that's in most racing games, and that's when you can see the dashboard and see out your window and actually feel like you're behind the wheel of the car. That camera position is not in the game. You can't ever see your character. You will never see your dashboard. You can't look into your mirrors at all. Maybe they do put that in a future update as well, I'm not sure if they're planning on it or not, but as for right now, the only camera positions are, like the front hood of the car, like front license plate camera position that feels like you're actually like on the road, and behind the car, which is the most common camera position to where you just see your full car into the full road. But it does kind of suck that dashboard camera position is not there, like it's in NASCAR and most other racing games, to where you're never going to be able to see your speedometer, you can't see your mirrors, and I feel like that's really enjoyable for a large amount of players. I know I really liked racing in that camera position because it adds so much of a challenge and so much uniqueness and realism to the game that not being in there kind of did suck, that there's less camera positions than most other racing games. Let's move on to the soundtrack, because soundtracks for racing games and sports games in general are very important. Soundtracks in every game can be important and can definitely affect a game's overall ranking. But the soundtrack in Need for Speed is really good. However, music sound is bad because they went for this you're outside of the car feeling and you're hearing the radio from the outside of the car. So it's kind of like it's really quiet in some parts, and even turned all the way up in some parts of the game, you can hardly hear the music compared to car effects and etc., voice effects, etc. And even adjusting the volume, turning the music all the way up, it's still really quiet in some parts. You'll notice that when you're playing the game, that you can't hardly hear the music. Even though you probably will like the song that's on right now, you're not going to be able to hear it as well as you want to. And that kind of sucks that the music volume was a bit off in the game. Even though the soundtrack was really good, this is probably one of the best soundtracks. I'm trying to think of like another soundtrack I liked. I think Madden 18 or 19 had a really good soundtrack. But yeah, I did really enjoy the soundtrack. I just didn't enjoy the music volume compared to other volumes. And it's really hard to adjust the music volume as well because you can't really turn it up or anything. But yeah, so that's one complaint I had. And probably the biggest nitpicky thing I would say is that the weather system is completely broken. So like I was at the gas station with a rooftop, so you would think that with the rooftop, even if it was raining outside, you wouldn't be getting rain on your car because you're parked in an inside location, so rain can't go through the rooftop. But even when I was at the gas station, I was getting rain on my car, and the rain was just traveling through the roof, which I thought was really weird for a 2019 producer. I mean, it's a very small mistake. I don't really care at all. But it's just for a 2019 producer to not fix that is kind of lackluster because, in most games when you go into covered areas, the weather is not going to affect you. That's just how it is. So for a 2019 AAA producer to have the weather going through rooftops and indoor locations, it was definitely kind of lackluster. I didn't see it like going through like big buildings at all. But just the fact that it would still travel through some rooftops, again, it's a very small difference, but it's just lackluster for a AAA title in 2019. But guys, those are just nitpicky things. Overall, when you're playing the game, this was one of my favorite racing games since Rockstar Midnight Club Los Angeles, which I really enjoyed on the Xbox 360. And if you're a racing fan, you will definitely enjoy this game. It is a must-buy. And this entry overall restored my faith in Need for Speed overall as a series. When when we had Rivals and Payback, I wasn't really feeling those games. But this game told me that EA is back, Need for Speed is back, and hopefully it stays like this. Again, the negatives in this game are very small and in between. They did add up some, but overall this is a 8.5 out of 10 game, and I would highly recommend it. If you're not a big racing fan, I would still recommend buying it when it's on sale, maybe for $30-$40, a couple months down the road, probably on Black Friday. It would probably be on sale, so it's probably a good time to buy it for most buyers. But if you're a big racing fan, a big Forza fan, big Need for Speed fan in general, I would recommend going ahead and picking up this game tomorrow on release day. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!